Hello there, thank you for joining us this hour on Africa News 24 television for the news making the round. I'm Aradel. The headlines first. Federal government assures Nigerians of their safety amid ongoing hostility in the Middle East. Cornelius Ojelabi re-elected state chairman of All Progressives Congress in Lagos. U.S. Embassy in Riyadh hits while Israel seizes land in Lebanon amid the ongoing war between Israel and Iran. Now to the news in full. The federal government has said it is closely monitoring the unfolding situation in the Middle East, stressing that no Nigerian citizen will be endangered by the ongoing conflict. In a statement issued by the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NiDCOM, officials emphasized that the government is working with relevant agencies and foreign nations to safeguard nationals across the region. NiDCOM noted that the contingency measures are in place to ensure the safety of Nigerians should the crisis get worse. Back home, authorities have confirmed the arrest of 5 security officers over their alleged involvement in a bribery scandal linked to the February 12 security breach at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja. The incident reportedly involved former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, whose return from Egypt sparked heightened security concerns. According to official statement, the arrest followed a joint investigation by the Department of State Services, Nigeria Immigration Service, Nigeria Customs Service, and the Federal Ministry of Aviation. The detained officers include Ayuba Yakubu of the Nigeria Police Force, Murtala Noah of the DSS, Najib Murtala of the Immigration Service, and aviation security personnel Musa Adamu and Salihu Victor. In Ondo State, the government has directed security agencies to intensify operations against kidnapping syndicates following a surge in abduction cases across parts of the state. In a statement issued today by the Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Idowu Ajanoku, investigations revealed that some of the attacks were orchestrated by local collaborators seeking to portray the state as unsafe. He stressed that such acts were unacceptable and would be met with firm and lawful action. Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa has reportedly empowered security agencies to step up surveillance and clamp down on individuals or groups involved in the criminal activities. In other news, the Nigeria Police Force has unveiled the official portrait of Inspector General of Police, IG Disu, ahead of his formal swearing-in scheduled for tomorrow. The portrait released today will be displayed in all police formations nationwide as part of the tradition marking the assumption of office by a new Inspector General. Disu, who was appointed last week, is expected to be sworn in at a ceremony in Abuja attended by senior government officials, security chiefs, and representatives of civil society. In other news, President Bola Tinubu has nominated Taiwo Oyedele as the Minister of State for Finance, replacing Dr. Doris Uzoka-Anite. The special advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, announced this in a statement today. Onanuga disclosed that Uzoka-Anite will now move to the Ministry of Budget and National Planning as the Minister of State, her third portfolio in the administration. He said Tinubu on Tuesday conveyed the nomination of Oyedele to the Senate for confirmation in a letter to Senate President Godswill Akpabio. Until President Tinubu nominated him as a minister, Oyedele from Ikaram Akoko in Ondo State was the chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms, which overhauled Nigeria's tax system. Oyedele, 50, is an economist, accountant, and public policy expert. And now to party politics. The All Progressives Congress in Lagos State has conducted its state congress to elect party officials for the next constitutional term. with party leaders emphasizing unity, discipline, and stronger grassroots mobilization ahead of future elections. Our correspondent, Lydia Ajayi, reports that party leaders say the Congress further reinforces the state's reputation as a stronghold of progressive politics in Nigeria.
The Lagos State chapter of the All Progressive Congress held its state congress to elect new officials who will oversee the party's affairs for another term. Chairperson of the APC Lagos State Congress Committee, Stella Okotete, described Lagos as the heartbeat of progressive politics, noting that the Congress must be conducted in a democratic, transparent, and credible manner in line with the party's constitution. She urged delegates and aspirants to demonstrate sportsmanship and ensure that the process reflects the unity and maturity of the party.
Lagos State is the heartbeat of the progressive politics and the proud home of our president, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This state remains the foundation of our progressive ideology, discipline, inclusion, strategic leadership, and people-focused governance. The strength of Lagos is a vital part of our party. It is vital to the strength of our party nationwide. Let this Congress further consolidate our progressive mantra and strengthen our structure in support of the renewed-up agenda of our President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu commended the strong structure of the party in the state, describing it as one of the most organized political formations in the country. The governor appreciated the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as well as the national leadership of the party for sustaining internal democracy and strengthening the party across the country.
We have demonstrated that the party is supreme. We have shown to everybody that for us in Lagos, we are invited and we are strengthened by the unity of purpose. We have demonstrated here this morning and into the afternoon that we have a single and a common purpose to ensure that the party formation, the party structure in our state is the best and is next to none.
Also speaking, Lagos State APC Chairman Cornelius Ojelabi expressed gratitude to party members and leaders for their dedication to strengthening the party structure over the past 4 years. He highlighted the importance of youth and women participation in party activities and called on members to remain united and mobilize support at the grassroots ahead of upcoming elections.
As I reflect on the journey of the past 4 years, I am filled with pride in all we have accomplished together, from strengthening our party structure to securing victories at the polls. We have demonstrated that APC is not just a party, but a movement for progress, development, and the betterment of life of every Lagosian.
Party leaders say the successful conduct of the Congress further demonstrates the APC's commitment to democratic processes and effective political organization in Lagos State. Lydia Ajayi, Africa News 24 TV.
Away from that, the federal government has announced the commencement of a nationwide crackdown on the production and sale of sachet alcohol and bottled drinks from below 200 milliliters, citing public health and safety concerns. In a statement released today, the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, confirmed that enforcement teams have been deployed to ensure compliance with the ban. The agency noted that the proliferation of small-sized alcohol beverages has contributed to rising cases of abuse, particularly among youth and commercial drivers. The crackdown follows a directive issued in 2024, which gave producers a grace period to phase out sachet packaging and mini bottles. With enforcement now underway, the government says it is determined to prioritize public health over commercial interests. And welcome to Business News. The Nigerian stock market has rebounded from its previous session's lows as investors gained 1.725 trillion naira. Investors renewed interest in key stocks such as NGX Group, Aradel, Union Homes Real Estate Investment, Sovereign Trust Insurance, PZ, and 26 other advancing stocks contributed to the market's positive performance. The market's capitalization increased by 1.725 trillion naira, rising from 123.763 trillion naira at the opening to 125.488 trillion naira at close. And global oil markets have reacted sharply this week as the conflict involving Iran spread across the Middle East, raising fears of supply disruptions. Brent crude jumped more than 8% on Monday, while West Texas Intermediate also spiked, driven by reports that Iran's Revolutionary Guard had closed the Strait of Hormuz, a critical waterway through which nearly one-third of the world's seaborne oil exports passed last year. And in foreign news, explosions have continued to tear through Tehran and Beirut today, and financial markets around the world crumbled at the prospect of prolonged disruptions to global energy supplies from the United States, Israeli attacks on Iran. Here are the latest key developments. Iran has struck the United States Embassy in Riyadh, the capital of Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia's Ministry of Defense said 2 drones hit the embassy compound in the early hours of today, causing minor material damage and a small fire. The price of flights between Asia and Europe has soared after the closure of key Middle Eastern hubs. Airline websites show tickets on many popular routes booked out for days. Major Gulf hubs, including the world's busiest international airport, Dubai, remain closed for a 4th day today, slashing capacity on popular routes like Australia to Europe, where Emirates and Qatar Airways normally have a high market share. About half of the cancelled flights in the Middle East are from Dubai International Airport. At least 30,000 displaced people have sought protection in shelters in Lebanon since hostilities between Israel and Hezbollah began on Monday, the United Nations Refugee Agency said. And in Africa, the United States has imposed sanctions on the Rwanda Defense Force and top military officials over the role in ongoing fighting in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo and called for their immediate withdrawal from the mineral-rich region. Rwanda has long rejected allegations from Congo, the United Nations, and Western powers that it supports the AFC M23 rebel group, which staged a lightning offensive last year and now holds more territory in Eastern DRC than ever before. The U.S. Treasury Department said the rebels' gains would have been impossible without Rwanda backing. The State Department said separately that Rwanda's support has enabled horrific human rights abuses. Welcome to sports. Cristiano Ronaldo has made a dramatic exit from Saudi Arabia, boarding a private jet bound for Madrid after a wave of strikes disrupted daily life in the kingdom. The Portuguese star, who joined Al Nassr in 2023 in one of football's most lucrative deals, is said to have grown increasingly unsettled by the unrest that has recently gripped the region. In Madrid, speculation is already swirling about whether this move signals a potential reunion with Real Madrid, the club where he cemented his legacy as one of the greatest players of all time. FIFA has officially launched the 100-day countdown to the 2026 World Cup, set to be the biggest edition in history, with 48 teams competing across 104 matches from June 11 to July 19. The opening fixture will see Mexico face South Africa, kicking off what the governing body has described as the greatest show in the world. However, amid the celebratory tone, FIFA has remained conspicuously silent on the unresolved disciplinary case involving Nigeria and the Democratic Republic of Congo. The dispute stems from Nigeria's dramatic elimination in November 2025, when the Super Eagles lost to DR Congo on penalties. In entertainment, popular Nigerian photographer and biker Orowole Kolapo, widely known as Kola Onifoto, has died following a motorcycle accident in the Kara area of Lagos. He was 35. He was reportedly on his way to Akure on Sunday when he had the accident at Kara while riding his newly acquired motorbike. Hours earlier, he had shared a Facebook post announcing his trip. He was first rushed to the emergency unit of the Federal Road Safety Corps at Ojota and later transferred to Lagos University Teaching Hospital for further treatment. However, he later succumbed to his injuries. His family has confirmed his death and appealed for privacy as they grieve. David Adeleke is facing fresh legal trouble as Ebelechukwu Enada, counsel to Sophia Momodu in the ongoing custody dispute, has demanded 1 billion naira in damages over alleged harassment and cyberbullying. In a pre-action notice dated February 24, Enada accused the singer of making defamatory statements that allegedly damaged her professional reputation and exposed her to online attacks. The dispute follows a heated court session in February, after which Davido announced he was withdrawing his custody bid. According to the letter, the lawyer described the singer's remarks as malicious and harmful, insisting they caused reputational and emotional distress. The controversy stems from Davido's claim that Enada referenced his late son in court, an allegation she has denied. She is demanding a public apology and retraction across Davido's social media platforms and national newspaper within 7 days, or legal action will be filed at the Lagos High Court. And that's the news others are. For updates, please head over to africannews24.ng and connect with us across all social media platforms. I'm ADIM. Good evening.